Hey guys, what's up? Long time no see. It's been a couple of years. A lot's happened since then. Just to catch you up to speed real quick, moved from Chicago to Madison. Now we're in Fort Collins, Colorado. I currently work for BiggerPockets, which has been really fun and exciting this year. And I just wanted to update you guys on our long-term rental portfolio, what it looks like, the plans we have for it, and just kind of show you the power of real estate investing over time. And even with not doing a whole lot, just kind of managing some things here and there, how it can bring you wealth over the long term. Kind of boring, right? Not super sexy or exciting, but it's actually pretty cool once you see things on paper. So let me catch up speed on our entire portfolio. So we went from 0 to 28 units in about 4 to 5 years. Started buying in Illinois, then we bought in South Carolina, then we bought in Alabama. And we still have properties in each state, although we're liquidating a couple of those. And right now we're sitting at 27 units. We're probably going to sell one in Illinois, the last one there. That will take us down to 26. But I'll show you kind of how that makes up our portfolio. So first, just quick recap, how we got started. We both put, me and my buddy, we both put about 50K in, not about, exactly. We both put 50K in each. We made a deal with a commercial lender to give us basically a line of credit. We did our first property, like a BRRRR strategy. And then over the years, we added a couple more. And we did put a little bit more money in each of us to acquire some of these other properties. So one of those, well, I won't go into too many details because it gets kind of messy. But let's just say at this point, now we're both in for 75K. So for a total of 150K, me and my buddy are in. We are the sole owners of the business and control it. And so what that looks like across currently 27 units. All right, so the first property we got that we are going to dispo this year was a single family home. We bought it for 63,000, put about 60,000 into it, and now that property's worth roughly 200,000. We are going to sell that property this year, so we'll probably net somewhere around 180K. And what we're going to do with that one, we actually own that one free and clear because of the way we structured some of our debt, and we have a line of credit of 133K. We will pay that off with those funds, and that'll leave us with what, 47,000? Okay, so another property we have is a duplex in South Carolina. That one we bought for roughly 135K. I believe we owe about 70K on it, and it's worth roughly 250K. All right, so we'll have 47K left with this one. The plan is to pay off this line of credit at 133K, and then to pay down this 70K note with this, and then funds that we're saving on our monthly payments here, which are roughly $1,500 a month. I know, super messy handwriting. $1,500 a month will be freed up because the line of credit will be paid off, and we can apply that to the principal. We should be able to pay that off pretty quickly. So then we'll have this one free and clear. This one will be sold. Now we have two more properties in Alabama. One is a 4-unit. This was our most recent purchase a couple years ago. We bought it for $195,000. It is currently worth probably like $275,000, and I believe we owe maybe like $170K on it. Okay, so that one is pretty much just, we'll leave that alone. Then we have the 20-unit, also in Alabama. That one we bought for $475K, and we currently owe about $350 on it, and it's worth about $1 million. All right, so talked about what we're going to do here already. With the 20 unit, what we're starting to experiment with is freshening up some of the units, put in maybe 5,000 a unit or so to see if we can get a higher rent. I would say our average rent right now is about $500. We're seeing if we can push that to 600 by freshening up these units. So if we can get all the units up to 600, it'll probably take 1 to 2 years just because we kind of move it a slow process. We're not like kicking people out and saying we're going to renovate this. Just as we have turnover and we have the need, we will renovate the units and then get them up to $600. And if we do that, then we would be at $12,000 a month in cash flow on just the 20 unit building. That's not including, debt service and expenses. So if you run roughly like 40% expenses and then you have some of your debt, you still have to pay some of that. So within a couple years though, if we can get it up to that amount, we might have a value of around 1.5 million. And let's just say the debt at that point is paid down to roughly 250. So, we'd have, after fees and stuff, we'd have $1 to $1.1 million to do a 1031 exchange if we wanted to, or with that little debt on it and that valuation, we could, potentially do a refinance, increase the cash flow even more, or just, collect the cash flow. So we could have, 12,000 here, plus we'll get this one paid off, and that one's bringing in, boy, I don't even remember. It's at least $1,500 a month. It might be more than that. It might be 1,000 aside. It might be even 2,000 a month. So, we'd have cash flow here, cash flow there, a little bit of cash flow here, not as much, but we're still getting some debt paid down. We could potentially refinance that one too. So we'd probably be looking at in, 2-ish years, something like that, probably looking at, $15K monthly cash flow with not a whole lot of debt, maybe $250,000 in debt plus this. So less than $400,000 in debt with that much cash flow and only upside. So if we just maintained, didn't even buy anything, that's probably where we'd be sitting. So just want to encourage you guys that, just go ahead, go buy something. Over time, it really compounds. The first few years can be a little difficult, might not see any cash flow, but over time, numbers go up, rents go up, valuations go up, and as long as you're managing the property and you're buying it correctly, you'll be in a very good spot in a relatively short period of time. It's not going to happen overnight, but you also don't have to wait 10, 15, 20 years. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Really good to see you guys again, and I'll catch you in the next one.